See, I didn't get a chance to let y'all know yesterday that had to go had to go out of town with my family for 2 days. Uh, Previous Wednesday, I didn't get a chance to do a live show because I had to come home and watch the off the script podcast, and I didn't get a chance to do it, so I had to go pack. I had to go pack to go out of town with my family for 2 days because of the whole entire thing with the tropical storm Arthur thing. So I feel like I let you I feel like I let any of you your viewers and YouTube down because I failed uh, to do a live stream for you guys to watch and get some content to bring for y'all. Then all of a sudden I let you down. I failed you. See, I had to go stay at a hotel. I had to stay at the Marriott for like 2 days. Previous Wednesday and yesterday because of tropical storm. So so yesterday the that's where the power just went out. Uh, that was in the city. Then New Orleans East they get slapped with I don't know about New Orleans East, but Shep Highway they getting hit with all sorts of disasters. I stayed at the hotel. I stayed at the hotel for for around the Wednesday night and watched a little television, the hotel TV. But we had to be in a 2 bedroom suite, so it had to be there. Had to be the 2 bedroom suite. Um, it only has two bedrooms and has a living room. It has a living room and a kitchen connected to it. So that's where you have to go cook your meals at. See, they had that room there. See, the room is going to be for my niece and my godniece and my godnephew to be in there. They had a room there, has some sort of a big old bed. Even I had to sleep in it. Had an alarm clock there. Had a had two sites here. They had two lamps there on both sides of the bed. Had mantelpieces there. And there's a dresser that you can put a cable box or something that was on top of it, and they have a LG TV that was on top. That was right on top of it. They have a cable box that was under it. So I stayed there at the hotel. So me and my family had stayed sweet. Me and my sister, my nieces, and my god nephew and my god niece. We had to go stay there. We had stayed. It was called the Residence Inn. I think it was at the Marriott. I did not even know it's probably the Marriott. Um, yeah, three TVs though, but it has like 42 to 44 channels. But it's a little nearly like cable oriented, but it's like Netflix like oriented. But you had Amazon Prime there. You had Pluto TV there on there. Yeah, you had Netflix in there, so it had on there. So I watched like some South Park reruns, the uh the edited versions of it. Like like damn, I stopped watching cable TV like at least over 2 years ago. Now you had me doing that. They had me doing this shit again. Come on. So watch a little TV on that night, and then I had to go to sleep on Wednesday, and then on an early Thursday morning, that was yesterday. Now it's like asleep, and my phones are pelted with flood warnings while I was in the bed. It was a hotel room bed. It was a suite. It was in a suite. I got up, I had to eat some breakfast with my family, you know. But I eat some dinner with them. I was like I was on Wednesday night. Then yesterday I eat some breakfast with them. Then I eat some lunch or whatever dinner we had to eat with them. Um, oh, this is after we had to go take the Uber ride from the NO to Mentally. So it goes from within. So I started watching I started watching action films uh, all throughout the day. That was yesterday. I had to watch action films all day on the Pluto TV app. I watched these old films. I watched like old movies, like like I watched the Raw Deal movie. What else I watched? I watched the Beverly Hills Cop 2 movie. I had to go watch a Raw Deal movie. How many movies I had to watch? I had to watch one of those old films I had to watch. I never get a chance to watch on 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 Tubi, but I had to watch it on the Pluto TV app. But I started watching the old movies that was from the 2000s. I started watching the Hustle and Flow movie, the movie Hustle and Flow. That's with Terrence Howard and Taraji Henson. It was Anthony Anderson, DJ Qualls. I think it was Paula Parker. I remember so much of her from uh, the Friday movie. Who was on there? Elise Neal. She was on there. Ludacris was on there. Uh, her, the 3 6 Mafia members. DJ Paul and Juicy J were featured on there. Who else was on there? I-20, the rapper who was from Houston, Texas. He was in Ludacris's group, Disturbing the Peace group. So, people that was on there. Yeah, then this other movie I had to watch. I had to watch the 2000 movie. It's called Shaft. It was a 2000 movie. Uh, it was a remake of an old 1971 movie. It was with the likes of Samuel Leroy Jackson, you know, Tony Collette. Who else was on there? Jeffrey Wright, who played his Peoples Hernandez, who was eating there at the upstairs apartment in New York, trying to eat his little dish out of the plate or whatever. He got a basketball thrown at him by by Sam. Sam go throw the basketball at Jeff. So I think I think he ruined his very good shirt. Jeffrey Wright had wore his very good shirt. It was like Egyptian cotton like shirt. He yeah. Yeah, I remember that part when he had to go bring the dudes with them from upstairs. What else was on there? Bones Malone. Bones Malone, who was a rapper and he was like a rapper and at least I think he was a storyteller. He's not. He's just like a storyteller. He was like a narrator for the original 50 Cent documentary. There, he was on the movie. Vanessa Williams. Everybody know her from the music that she does, and even though she was from the movie Hoodlum um, with Lawrence Fishburne, she was in the movie. Um, the older woman, the lady who pulls out the gun, trying to shoot Walter Wade on the outside the court. So Christian Bale, he's alive and well. His character ends up getting shot by the lady who had the pistol, the little ass Saturday night special handgun. They try to do some old they try to do some old reenactments that was from an ending of the movie New Jack City with Bill Cobbs and Wesley Snipes. That was inside the courthouse. Remember that scene when Bill Cobbs pulled out the old 1911 type war pistols? He pulled out one of the old war pistols and he shot Wesley Snipes' character on the in the New Jack City movie. Boy, The old man shoots Nino in the stomach. Man, Ice T, who had to be Tracy Marrow, and Judd Nelson. Like, damn, they both were shocked. They played these two New Jack detectives uh, from New York. So, but they have other characters here. Dan Hedaya was from the he was from the movies like Clueless and Freeway. He was in that movie. Man, Tony Collette, man, he she she played a role in that movie, man. She have aced it real well in 2000. So it's been 26 years. Um, Buster Rhymes, man. Trevor Trevor Smith Jr. Who had to be Buster Rhymes. Maybe anybody remember him from the '90s. He was in Leaders of the New School. It was him and Rampage and a few other guys. This is like long before. This was uh they long before they flipped it and turned to the Flip Mode Squad. The Flip Mode Squad. It was after they were the leaders of the new school. So it's all prior to Busta Rhymes going solo after he was away from leaders of the new school. He came out with solo albums like The Coming, When Disaster Strikes, Extinction Level Advance, and all of that. Yeah, all the albums that he came out with, including Genesis. It's called Genesis. It ain't safe no more. Bunch of other shit. A lot of people already been featured on it. You know what I mean, on the movie Shaft. Uh, yeah, everybody was on there. You know, Richard Roundtree. Rest in peace to Mr. Richard Roundtree. You know what I'm saying? You know, he passed away. He passed away in 2023, but I did a good job by doing a live show based on his story. Who was on there? Who was on there? Who tried to push Samuel L. Jackson all the way through the door, all the way to a birthday party, pushed him. The guy right there who already pushed him into the door onto some sort of a birthday party like a surprise party. Yeah, I know who was on there. I remember him from where he had did his appearance on the WWE pay per view. Lawrence Taylor, who was an NFL legend. He was on the movie. He pushed Sam all the way through the doors through the uh through the surprise party. Yeah, Sam gave him a hug. That's after they had their little argument, their little fake arguments. So That ain't worth the hit. That was it. The old films I started watching. So I tuned into some movies I was watching. You know what I'm saying? It was called Across 110th Street. It was a film. It was an old film that it was an old film that's been out in the 1970s. So yeah, that scene. One dude tried to pull out a gun. Paul Benjamin. He pulled out some he pulled out some sort of assault rifle and started shooting up everybody. That was in that upstairs apartment in Harlem. And white dudes, he gets shot up with the niggas, man. But I've seen some films, and then Friday Foster. Friday Foster. Everybody watched this movie. It was called Friday Foster. It was a 1970s film that was featuring Pam Grier, uh, many people that's been gone. It was Yaphet Kato, Jack Crowder, who I did a live show based on. Yaphet Kato, I did a live show based on him. Um, who else was on there? Godfrey Cambridge, that I never even get a chance to do a live show based on. Uh, Carl Weathers, you know what I'm saying? He plays the character Yarbrough, who was wearing the security officer uniform. The guy right there, and the guy right there, he was working with Mr. Rudy, yeah, Mr. Rudy Ray Moore's co-star. Remember that guy who was working with yeah, that's the guy who was on the movie Friday Foster. He was working with Carl Weathers, but he was working with Rudy Ray Moore and Ernie Hudson on the Human Tornado movie. He was in that movie, bro. Then this woman who plays Friday Foster's friend, who kept on denying how she got hooked up on the dope. You know, it's a lot of people that's featured on there. Paul Benjamin, that was from Across 110th Street, he was featured on that movie Friday Foster. So it was on there. Few other guys you see on that movie, they were on there too. I watched it. I watched it though. So the last time I did a live show, it was like previous Monday. Um, I did three live shows already, like previous Monday. It was on the behest of the 54th birthday of rap legend Tupac Amaru Shakur, who was gunned down on September 7, 1996 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then he was pronounced dead on September 13th, 1996. It's probably cardiac arrest that he died from. So I hope you people have already saw this video. Go ahead and put that. Put that same picture of Tupac right after I'm done with this video. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. Yeah, by the time I'm done, by the time I'm done with this fucking video, you can go ahead and put another picture of this man who you had adored and respect. Is the American music manager and record producer Daryl Stephen Lighty. They call him Chris. All right, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this news to you, just in case you wanted to listen to this. This is a mention from the Mississippi Link, or whatever you call it. The hip hop mogul's death in New York City is ruled a suicide. Meanwhile, in the state of New York, the New York City Medical Examiner's Office has ruled the death of hip hop mogul Daryl Stephen Lighty, who is also known as Chris, is deemed a suicide. Lighty, who was a hip hop mogul who helped the likes of Sean Combs, who was also known as Puff Daddy and P Diddy, and then he was known as Diddy. Uh, Curtis Jackson III, who's also known as 50 Cent, and and music legend Mariah Carey had attained not only hit records but also lucrative careers outside music. He was found dead in his New York City apartment on a Thursday. In an apparent suicide that goes back to 2012. He was 44. Let me explain to you, it's been 14 years. He was found at his home in the Bronx with a gunshot to the head and was pronounced dead there. The police said that no note was recovered, but a 9mm handgun was found, and there was no signs of forced entry, said by NYPD spokesman. A New York police spokes. Let me tell you about this guy, Paul Brown, who mentioned this. He mentioned this in this news here. Um, he was a he was a spokesman for the New York police, and this was mentioned by the authorities and about how the shooting appears to be self-inflicted. Lighty had been a part of the scene for decades, working with the pioneers like James Todd Smith, who's also known as LL Cool J, before starting his own management company, Violator. But he was in the midst of divorce and had been having recent financial and personal troubles. Twitter, which was now X, it was abuzz with the condolences just hours. Yes, yes, with the condolences. Yeah, Twitter. Twitter was abuzz with those condolences just hours after the body was found around 11:30 a.m. Around that morning. Fat Joe, whose real name is Joseph Cartagena, had posted on his account by saying that RIP, it says RIP Chris Lighty, the man that saved my life. Diddy, yeah, Diddy, who was had to be Sean Combs, he was in like shock. Rihanna Fenty had posted by saying that rest peacefully, Chris Lighty. My prayers go out to family and loved ones. Dear God, please have mercy. And and the R&B legend Mary J. Blige wrote that you never know what can send a person over the edge or make them want to keep living. Take it easy on people. 50 Cent, whose real name is Curtis Jackson III, said this in a statement issued through his publicist that he was deeply saddened by the loss. He said that Chris has been an important part of my business and personal growth for a decade. He was a good friend and advisor who helped me develop as an artist and a businessman. My prayers are with his family. He will be greatly missed. But Lighty was raised Lighty was raised by his mother in the Bronx, as one of six children that he ran with a group that was called the Violators. The inspiration for the name of his management company. According to the company website, that he was a player in the hip hop game since he was a kid. He rose through the ranks at Rush Management. Mogul Mogul Russell Simmons's company. Yeah, Rush Management. It was a company that was from Russell Simmons, who was a mogul in his own right, uh, who had to be a hip hop heavyweight. It was eventually is eventually founding, the Violator Management uh, company that was in the late 1990s. So that was like 97. Russell Simmons, he tweeted and said that today we lost a hip hop hero and one of its greatest architects. That was mentioned. It was mentioned by Russell Simmons. Lighty's roster ranged from, yeah, Lighty. His roster is been ranging from the Academy Award winners 36 Mafia, that was made of Juicy J, DJ Paul, Crunchy Black, and others like there was Coops the Nicka, there was Lord Infamous, uh, Chat, and the late Gangsta Boo. Yeah, 36 Mafia. They're like, see, Lighty's roster have already been ranging. It's been ranging from the Academy Award winners like 36 Mafia to Maverick, Missy Elliott, whose real name is Melissa Elliott, to the up and comer Papoose. Papoose was like an up and comer in rap music. Uh, and the perpetual star, uh, Kerry. Oh, he meant Mariah. He meant Mariah Carey. He made it his mission not so much to make musical superstars, but rather multifaceted entertainers who could be marketed in an array of ways. A sneaker deal here, a soft drink partnership there, a movie role, a movie role down the road. In a late 2000s interview with the Associated Press, like it means for AP. Uh, well, the interview was happening from like 2007. Lighty had talked about creating opportunities for his stars in a chapstick deal for LL Cool J, who was like known for licking his lips, and a vitamin supplement deal for 50 Cent. As music sales go down because kids are stealing it off the internet, yeah, and trading it, and the iPod sales continue to rise. They continue to rise a little bit, but you can't rely on just the income that you would make off of being an artist. He said this at the time. The survivors, according uh, Lighty's two children, he and his wife Veronica had been in the process of divorcing. The case was still listed as active, but the electronic records had shown an agreement to end it. It was filed in June previously, this long before he died. He was also having financial trouble. The City National Bank, the CNB, sued Lighty, whose given name is Daryl, in April, saying that he had overdrawn his account from 53,584. No, it's 53. Yeah, that was there. It feels like $53,584. And then he refused. Then he just refused to pay the balance, to give that back to them, to the bank. The case was still pending. That means he also owed more than $330,000 in state and federal taxes. According to the legal filings, his tax problems were so much steeper a year ago, but he cleared away millions of dollars in an earlier IRS liens last October after selling his Manhattan apartment for $5.6 million. The chief executive officer of Primary Wave Music, Larry Mestel, the entertainment company that created the joint venture Primary Violator Management last fall, with Violator Management, said that we are extremely shocked and saddened by this tragic news. Chris was a friend, business partner, and most of all, an icon, role model, and a true legend of the music and entertainment industry. He will be missed and many, and we send love and support to his family. See, you guys already seen this slideshow? Go ahead and put out the picture of Mr. Daryl Stephen Lighty. Everybody call him Chris. But rest in peace to him, because I'm going to have to memorialize him, because I can't memorialize that many people though. I can memorialize just one person. Already got enough. Already got into enough flack by memorializing two people or this many people. let's get it over with. Let's put that one name in there. And put this one name in there so I can be finished with this video here. Okay. Okay, May the 8th. Okay, May the 8th, 1968. Okay, May 8th, 1968. Got it. Okay, August the 30th, 2012. I got it too. Yep. See, all the way to like 43 minutes. 43 minutes tops. I'm gonna dedicate this live stream into the memoriam of Mr. Daryl Stephen Chris Lighty, born on May the 8th, 1968, died on August the 30th, 2012. Rest in peace, Mr. Daryl Stephen Chris Lighty.